A cold wind swept through the cemetery as the sun dipped behind the hills, casting long shadows over the old gravestones. Leaves scraped across the ground like whispers from another world. It was in that eerie stillness that the piercing cry of a little girl shattered the air. She stood before a weather-worn grave, her small fists clenched, her face streaked with tears and determination. "He's not dead!" she screamed, her voice trembling yet fierce, as if she knew something no one else did. Those who stood nearby froze, turning toward her with a mixture of confusion, shock, and disbelief. In that moment, the world felt suspended, caught between the truth everyone accepted and the impossible claim of a child who refused to let go. If you believe in kindness, miracles, and second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It truly helps these stories reach more hearts. The girl's name was Alina, just 8 years old, fragile in appearance yet carrying a strength carved from silent suffering. She had been visiting the grave for weeks, though no one understood why. The biker buried beneath it, Zahir Khan, was a man the town remembered as reckless, wild, and lost, long before he died in a highway crash. Most saw him as a troubled soul who lived too fast, leaving behind nothing but dust and rumors. But Alina saw something entirely different. She would come every afternoon after school, placing small daisies on the grave, brushing away dirt from the cracked stone as though tending to a precious secret. People assumed she was simply an overly emotional child drawn to tragedy, until the day she screamed those words, "He's not dead." After that moment, whispers flooded the small town. Some said the girl was imagining things. Others joked that she had watched too many ghost stories. But one woman didn't laugh. Zahir's mother, an aging widow named Farzana, who had grieved her son alone for 3 long years. She approached Alina the next day, hesitant yet hopeful, asking gently why she believed her son wasn't gone. Alina didn't explain with logic. She simply said she felt it, deep inside, like a strange warmth whenever she stood near his grave. She felt watched over, protected, as though the biker whose name she barely knew was somehow still alive, even if no one else could see it. What no one knew was that Alina herself was broken in ways unseen. Her father had abandoned the family, her mother worked endlessly to hold their life together, and their home was filled with silence rather than love. Alina carried the weight of loneliness every day. Zahir's grave became her quiet refuge, the only place she felt safe, though she couldn't quite explain why. Farzana began visiting the grave more often too, encouraged by the child's strange conviction. She brought flowers, prayed longer, and for the first time in years, spoke to her son aloud. Slowly, people noticed the transformation in her, the heaviness in her eyes lifting, her steps becoming lighter. It was as though Alina's belief breathed life back into her as well. Days turned into weeks, and something miraculous began happening within the town. Strangers who had long held judgments about Zahir started softening their views. The story of the little girl who insisted he wasn't dead spread like a tender spark in dry wood, igniting curiosity and eventually compassion. People who once dismissed the biker as nothing more than a troubled drifter now remembered moments when he had helped them. A broken-down car on the roadside, a dropped bag in the marketplace, a stray dog he fed behind a bakery. Suddenly, his life seemed less like a forgotten tragedy and more like a misunderstood path filled with unseen kindness. Alina's bond with Farzana deepened, giving both of them what they had been missing: connection. Farzana began cooking meals for Alina's exhausted mother, helping quietly without asking for anything in return. Their little trio formed a fragile support system built from broken pieces, stitched together by hope. But the most astonishing change was happening within Alina herself. She began smiling more. She began sleeping through the night without nightmares. She started drawing again, bright, colorful sketches of motorcycles, wings, and a mysterious figure who always stood beside a small girl, watching over her with gentle eyes. Everything shifted on a rainy afternoon when Alina fell seriously ill at school. She fainted unexpectedly, and the teachers rushed her to the hospital. Farzana arrived moments later, panic gripping her heart. She held Alina's hand tightly as doctors worked to stabilize her. When Alina finally opened her eyes, she whispered something so soft it sent chills down Farzana's spine. She said she had seen a man standing by her bed, keeping her safe, someone tall, with a leather jacket and warm eyes. She didn't know his name, but she said he told her she was brave and would never be alone again. Farzana broke into tears because she knew the description by heart. Word spread. People gathered again at the cemetery, drawn by the strange series of events, by the girl whose intuition seemed to touch the world beyond their understanding. Alina, still weak but determined, returned to the grave one last time. She didn't scream this time. Instead, she placed a white lily on the stone and whispered, "Thank you." The wind shifted suddenly, carrying the scent of rain, warm and comforting. To those who were there, it felt like a presence, gentle, invisible, real. From that day forward, the town saw Zahir differently. His story became one of redemption, not recklessness. His grave became a symbol of the lives we touch even long after we're gone. Farzana regained purpose, Alina found strength, and the community found unity where once there was only judgment. The biker wasn't alive in the way the world expected, but through the heart of one little girl he was more alive than ever, living in memories, in acts of kindness, and in the quiet. Ways people choose hope over despair. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support truly helps keep these stories alive. Before you go, drop a comment about the moment that moved you the most.